Hello, Earth signs. This is your reading for April. So this is for Capricorn, Tauruses, and Virgo. So if you guys want to skip to your reading, you can look in the timestamp pinned in the comments below. If you want to book a private reading with me or leave a donation, you can do so in the description box below. And if this resonates, I ask that you click like, subscribe, and share, please. So we're going to start with Capricorns. We're going to do career and finances. And then we're going to do love and money. And then we're going to do pull 2 cards from the Moonology Oracle from Yasmin Boland. I believe is her name. Let's see. Okay. So for work for Capricorns, we have the King of Chalices, which shows someone who's really in the right headspace emotionally. I feel like this is like really far away for some reason. Let's see if we can fix this. A little bit better. And we have the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords is showing that this is a time of needing to rest and recoup. So some of you might be feeling the need to do this. Some of you may also be feeling that now's the time where you'll need to do so. Or you've been forced into it due to health issues, whatever the case. And then you've got the King of Cups, and it's just showing someone who's been given good advice, gives good advice. You're listening to yourself and you know that you need to relax. And this is because you guys are going inwards. This is also the card of Capricorn. Now, your advice card could be dealing with an Aries, but it is the Four of Wands reversed. Okay. So the Four of Wands reversed is showing that you could have had a lot of short delays on things when it comes to your career and finances, trying to find a new job or get those raises that you want, or issues to do with your money, trying to get those things fixed. You might notice there might be denials, that kind of thing, short-lived delays. But it's also showing too that I feel like when I see this, it's sort of reaffirming the fact that with these delays, you kind of need to step back, go within, and really decide what it is you need to do, Capricorns, going forward to make sure that you're making the right next moves. Now, this is the Six of Swords reversed. And usually this is talking about when it's upright, heading towards calmer waters. And it's showing that at first you're going to notice in the month of April some more setbacks where you know that maybe you need to make more changes or walk away from shitty situations, and you're just not going to be doing it. So this is sort of you resisting it. But by the end of the month, we have the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is showing that there's a shaky foundation for sure, but you guys are going to be moving out. You'll kind of be left in a position where you can choose. You'll realize that the position that you're in is of your own making, and that's not always a bad thing, because that means that it'll then be up to you guys when it comes to your career and finances to make that decision to make those changes, that they are doable. It's just going to be your mindset or going at things in a different way, and that will come clear to you by the end of April. So you may feel like this month is shaky when it comes to your career and finances, but a lot of it are things that can be changed depending on your decisions. So you'll have a more clear sight of where you can go by the end of the month. Okay. Now we'll do love and relationships. So this could be career relationships, family, friendships, as well as romantic. So you just take it where it resonates for you guys. Okay. Okay. So here again, you're noticing that you guys are stuck. There's going to be those short-lived delays. And again, you could be dealing with an Aries, but you don't have to be in this sense. But it's showing changes that need to be made and them not happening, either because of delays, because you're choosing, sort of resisting that which needs to happen. So this is because of you being more focused in and on yourself. When I see this, as someone who goes within and this might be something where if you're taking more time for you or you're keeping your focus on other things, you may not be realizing what's right in front of you, the changes that need to still be made in these relationships. And your advice card is the Hierophant. And the Hierophant can mean pending marriage or, you know, big news and certain things like that. But when I see it, Capricorns, I see it more as, in this case, sticking to your values and the things that matter most to you that make you who you are as a person. So it's being singular and sticking to your moral ground, not changing for other people, but still adapting and not being hard-headed, really opening up and going within, but using that to your advantage to have healthier relationships. Now, this shows here. Now, the Eight of Wands could be dealing with the Sagittarius, but it could also be showing here in the first little bit of April, things either going really fast, a rushed relationship, or it could show things, also delays again, more of the same. But the nice thing is, this could be, again, I think a lot of you are dealing with an Aries, but you don't have to be. Two of Wands here is showing that it's showing that some of you could actually be starting new relationships, but it's also showing to me that you're going to be making those life choices, those strengthening healthy bonds that you need to, either with prior relationships that there's been issues with, or a lot of you are going to be starting new ones altogether. Okay. Now we're going to pull 2 oracle cards for you guys. Okay. Okay. So we have the new moon in Cancer and the new moon in Gemini. So we're just going to get these. That was pretty easy. So we'll read the first one, which is the new moon in Cancer. And this is you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. There's a new start coming in your private life. Something is rising up in connection with the people and places around you that you hold dearest. This can be to do with the member of your family, a flatmate, or moving home. If you're hoping to move forward with something special in your private life, this card comes to you as a message that you can do it. If you've been neglecting your family, it's time to reconnect to them. If you've been neglecting yourself, you need to take better care of yourself and nurture yourself more. If your insecurity is holding you back, that's something for you to work on now. Doing so could bring you to your heart's desire. So I think that's a lot of reason why you guys are dealing with a lot of delays, because you're being forced to deal with the inner issues when it comes to your work and finances and in your relationships. Okay, and then we have communication is key, the new moon in Gemini. A successful relationship usually comes down to one thing, communication. And the new moon in Gemini card is all about the start of a new cycle for communicating with the person at the center of your question. So talking things through is the answer to whatever it is you are talking about. If you can't talk to that person, you can journal about it to yourself. Emails, text messages, and all other forms of communication will also help you now. If the issue you're asking about concerns a sibling or neighbor, there's a new start coming, a time to wipe the slate clean and start over. This card could also suggest that you've been too frivolous lately and need to get grounded again. But most importantly, drawing this card emphasizes the need to communicate. So whether it's at work or finance, Capricorn, you guys definitely need to start communicating and being more open and honest with yourselves, especially, which will in turn help you be more communicative with the relationships and people that you deal with on a daily basis. So I hope you guys have a wonderful April, and I shall see you next month. All right, so next we have Tauruses. Hello, Taurus. All right, and we're going to start off as usual, career, money. Then we'll go to love and relationships, and then we'll pull 2 numerology cards from Yasmin Bolin for you guys. Now, if you guys want to click like, subscribe, and share if you find it resonates, please and thank you. And if you want to book a reading with me or leave a donation, you can do so in the description box below. Okay. So, Taurus for April. Work and finances. Okay. So you guys have really planted the seeds out there. Some of you, excuse me, could be dealing with a Sag or Aries, but it's showing here that things are moving quickly for you guys now that you've really planted the seeds and you're watching yourself reap the rewards. And I think it's because a lot of you have left situations that are no longer serving you, or you've adapted to change those with the Six of Cups. You could also be dealing with Scorpio. But when I see this, I see it's because of you guys having had a run of bad luck lately when it comes to your finances. Not all of you, but some of you. And you needed to adapt and change things the way you need to in order to make yourself most happy. So for those of you that haven't found a new job yet, this will be the time that you'll definitely want to start looking for work. Those of you who want to change the environment of the place you're at, this will be a good time to do so. Now here is the Four of Cups, or sorry, the Four of Pentacles reversed. So it's showing you could be dealing with the Capricorn, but it is showing cheapness. There could be delays and fears of loss. So to me, when I see this, it's showing a weakness on your side of being too frivolous, and you want to make sure that you're being a stickler with your money for tough times ahead. And this shows because by the end of the month, you have the Strength card reversed, which could be dealing with a Leo, but generally it's showing a weakness. There could be health issues for some of you, or just not feeling as strong, like you have a good hold of your money. So Tauruses, this is going to be important that you just put a little bit aside and not be too frivolous with your money or fearing too much of a loss. You just sort of put some aside for a rainy day and let things go where they may. Because you put in the good work, planted the seeds, now you're just sort of waiting for that stuff to roll in. The hard work. Okay, so for love and relationships, Taurus. Now, and pull them. So this can be for work relationships, family, friends, as well as love. You guys just take it where it resonates for you. Love relationships, Taurus, in April. So again, you have the Three of Wands, so it could be dealing with an Aries. You guys could also be dealing with a Scorpio, but not a Scorpio, sorry, a Libra. But we do have the Two of Swords reversed. So it's showing an impulse. There could be lying in your relationships. There could be petty fighting, indecision, that sort of thing. And this is because of something new starting for you guys. This could also be dealing with another fellow earth sign. So it could be a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. But this usually, it's just showing new beginnings. And it can be with health, but it's showing like a healthiness, a new beginning to either a new relationship overall for you guys, or it is showing a new one in general. So you guys could be revamping the relationships you're in or attempting to. But a lot of you, I think, are actually going to be starting new relationships, which is good. And having the opportunity to. Now this is the Knave of Wands, and it's showing here, you could be dealing with a fire sign again, so that's an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But the Knave of Wands here shows that this is showing new ambitions and new messages, newness in this relationship, and to keep striving and putting the action and work towards these relationships that you want to keep healthy and strong. Now here we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is you guys. And it's showing for me, this is again a new venture for you guys. You're smart, you're good moving forward. If this is with your business relationships, it's showing that you're smart with your money. But for a lot of you, it's just showing that you have your wits about you and lots more new opportunities going forward. But by the end of April, we have the Eight of Swords reversed. Okay, So 8 of Swords reversed is showing that you do need to take back control and change your way of thinking. So a lot of it could be relationships where things aren't as bad as they appear, but you're focusing on the bad, or you're not having the right self-esteem and confidence going forward in this relationship. It's going to be important, but making sure that you do stick up for yourself and hold your ground. You don't need petty, useless arguing in your relationships, but you definitely need to make sure that you're being treated the way you deserve as well. And that's going to be really important because you guys are definitely keepers in a sense, and you're definitely worthy of being kept. So you guys are very loyal and loving, but sometimes to a fault, right? And you don't want to get yourselves hurt over it. So now we'll pull you 2 oracle cards. Okay, so you got a new moon in Libra and a new moon in Gemini. So let's see. Your first card is a romantic cycle begins, which we've noticed there's a lot of newness in your relationships. So a new moon in Libra. Give and take could well be the answer to whatever dilemma you're asking about. Compromise may be called for. It's time to start negotiating or even renegotiating. When the new moon in Libra comes up, there's a restart for you or someone else. A new relationship could be beginning, and if that's the case, the chances are this will be a healthy and well-balanced connection. If anything you do after pulling this card, doing it in pairs is advised, such as teaming up with someone in business or in your personal life. Libra is a sign of relating, and this card suggests that whoever is at the heart of the issue you're addressing is someone who will be open to taking things and talking them through. Avoid being selfish. It won't get you anywhere at this time. And that definitely goes back into play with the whole making sure that you're standing up for yourself and being treated the way you deserve. Okay. And your last card, Taurus, is New Moon in Gemini. Communication is key. So a successful relationship usually comes down to one thing, communication. And the New Moon in Gemini card is all about the start of a new cycle for communicating with the person at the center of your question. Talking things through is the answer to whatever it is you are asking about. If you can't talk to that person, you can journal about it up to yourself. Emails, text messages, and all other forms of communication will help you now. If the issue you're asking about is concerning a sibling or a neighbor, there is a new start coming, a time to wipe the slate clean and start over. This card could also suggest that you've been too frivolous lately and need to get grounded again. But most importantly, drawing this card emphasizes the need to communicate. And I think that this is a card that Capricorn got also, and your guys' key is going to be communication, sticking up for yourself, making sure that you're honest with yourself and others, and really communicating your needs. So I hope you have a wonderful April, Taurus, and I'll see you next month. So now we're on to Virgos, lovely Virgos. And this is going to be your tarot card reading for April 2019. And if you guys want to click like, subscribe, and share if you find it resonates, be mutual appreciated. And if you want to book a private reading with me, you can do so or leave a donation in the description box below. So we're going to get started first, Virgos, with finances and career, and then relationships and love. And then we'll do 2 Moonology cards from Yasmin Bullen from the Moonology deck. Okay. Oh, we got 2 cards for that one, so I'm going to take it. So this is career and finances for April and Virgos. Okay. So you guys are noticing that you're very smart with your money and you're going to have new opportunities. I don't know why it's glitching, but I apologize. So Virgos, you're going to notice that there's new opportunities, new chances for you to advance in your career, and make sure you're keeping an eye out for those, okay? Now this is because things are going really quickly now for you. You guys are really hard workers. You're a sign that puts a lot of effort on yourself. But this quickness could also lead to feeling vulnerable and also living only for pleasure. So make sure that you guys, as much as you should live in the moment, are really paying attention to the things that need to be taken care of. And make sure too, when you're living vulnerable like this or feeling vulnerable, that you're being treated the way you deserve when it comes to your career. And this is because of the Eight of Swords. Now, the Eight of Swords here is showing that you could be overthinking things, feeling a little bit of out of control or feeling trapped. And this is going to be important for you guys to realize that you hold the keys to it all. So make sure that you're holding your ground and sticking to your boss-like mentality of really running the show the way you deserve it to go. Because this is your life, no one else's. Now you get as your advice card the stars. So the star is basically saying here that you get to see things come anew. You know, you're coming to a point where things are going in your favor. It's a revamp, a refreshness. You have that want and that drive and that excitement for life. So make sure, sorry about the glitchiness. I don't know why it's so bad, the connection. So make sure that you guys are holding on to this. It's going to be important for you to keep your passion alive with this. Now, moving forward into the first couple of weeks of April, Virgos, we have the Queen of Wands. So she's really nurturing, really energetic and independent like you guys. Definitely a doer, okay? Keeping that independence about her. And that's going to be important. That's nothing new for you guys. Now, some of you could be dealing with a Leo, but you have the Five of Wands reversed, which is going to show, when I see it, it's like about petty arguing, shit that doesn't really matter. And it's needing to settle your differences with somebody, basically. And maybe feeling like you're being used. So I think when it comes to your career and finances, you want to make sure that you're the person who's taking the reins with it and making the decisions. A lot of you guys will be better off working for yourselves because you do put in so much work. You want to make it worth your while. So make sure that that's not being taken advantage of from you guys. Now let's get into love and relationships. Okay. And one more shuffle. So this could be career, family, friends, or romantic relationships. You just take it the way it resonates. And again, this is for April and Virgos. So a lot of you could be dealing with a Cancer. Some of you could be dealing with a Gemini. But it's showing here you have the Eight of Wands, which is that trapped feeling again, that wanting, like feeling like you can't move anywhere. Overthinking, feeling like you're being held in. And this could be here because you're living vulnerably or just living for pleasure. So you've gotten yourself stuck in a case like this. And this is because of the Nine of Pentacles, which is showing there's being delays. There's been lies and broken promises. Your relationships aren't going the way you'd like because you're feeling like you're being taken advantage of. A lot of you, this could be with the work situation. Some of you, it could be elsewhere. Now, your advice card here is showing Judgment reversed. And here, when I see Judgment, basically what it means is it's showing here that things aren't changing for the better for you guys. And it's showing that you guys need to make that personal movement and go within and really decide what it is you guys need out of your relationships in life. Sorry, we now have company. I apologize. And a lot of you could be dealing with Capricorns because of this. And some of you could be dealing with Taurus as well. But this is how you end at the end of the month, Virgos. You've got the Five of Pentacles reversed. And it's showing a reluctance in the relationships to want to keep going. And a lot of you are going to feel like you want to give up. Now, some of you may be just giving up on the idea of doing things the way you have been. But a lot of you are ready now to stand your ground because in your career and finances and in your personal life, you're noticing things are kind of going out of your control and you're having to fight more for your respect and not be used. And you're kind of getting sick of it. You guys work hard for what you got. So you should be proud of that and hold true to that. Definitely stick up for yourself and make sure that, you know, you're getting what you deserve respect-wise. Okay, so now we'll pull 2 Yasmin Bullen cards. This is Moonology deck. There we go. Gotta lay down. Okay. Virgo's April. Okay. And I'm just going to get here. Just going to get this last card. There we go. Okay, so the first card that you guys got, okay, Virgos, is Prosperity Lies Ahead, New Moon in Taurus. So this card will often come up when you're inquiring about a financial matter or when you're doubting your self-worth. This card suggests that you can have what you want, including material things, but you must believe in yourself. This comes down to the laws of attraction. Value yourself and others will value you too. You can create abundance. Taurus is associated with luxurious Venus, and this card holds the new moon energy, so now is a good time to make a 12-month financial plan. This card can also signal the start of a new relationship or of sexier times. If you've been wrestling with something for a long time, the new moon is sturdy Taurus is a sign not to give up just yet. So even though you've been feeling like you aren't getting your worth from people, I think this is about to change, but you definitely need to take control. Okay, and your last card, Virgos, is Nothing is Yet Set in Stone, Mutable Moon. Mutable is all about changes, or all about change, shape-shifting, even that something is still developing. This card indicates that something is indeed changing and there's room for maneuver. So take it as a sign that the situation you're asking about is far from finalized. If you're not happy with the current state of play, that's marvelous. It means you can still change the course of the outcome. However, there's also a sense that the situation could perhaps be a little unstable. For some, this is great news because you can still influence it. Others will struggle with the uncertainty, but should stay with it a little longer. Either way, nothing is set in stone yet. So this is definitely your time to make those changes you need to before you feel too stuck in the situations you're in. You run your life. You make the decisions of how your life's going to go, Virgos. And I hope you guys have a wonderful April, and I'll see you next month. Take care, guys. Fire signs.